what's up guys, it's Frank and I'm here to go over my new training program. Most of you guys probably know that I was using the fat program, and I recently decided to switch off of that and start a lower push-pull. I really did like fat a lot, and I incorporate a lot of its training philosophy into this new program, but I just felt like changing it up. I was on it for about 30 weeks, so decided to change it up a little bit. This is actually pretty similar to what I was doing, except it splits up my bench and deadlift on the power days, mostly what I kind of wanted to change up. So I'll go over it here. I already went through one cycle of this. I wanted to make sure I did that before I went over it with you guys, and changed a few things up as I was in the gym and decided what I wanted to do. So my first day, day one, is lower power day, and this is actually exactly the same as my lower power days on fat. I start off with regular back squat, doing 3 sets of 3. Then I'll go on to hack squats, 2 sets of 6, good mornings, leg extension, leg curls, and then calves. And as far as my progression goes, I keep my weight static for everything throughout this entire program. I'll keep the weight static. Once I hit 3 sets of 3, then I'll increase the weight by 5 pounds. And that's the same for pretty much everything. Down here you'll see with abs I kind of change it up, and also with some dumbbell work, just because sometimes adding 5 pounds is too heavy to be able to get the same amount of reps. So I'll explain that when we get there. But this is my lower power day. This is day one. The one thing about this split is that it's an 8-day cycle, so every workout's going to fall on a different day each week. So my next day is my push power day. I start off with the heavy bench press, 3 sets of 3 on that. Then I'll do some incline bench, dumbbell military press. This is behind the neck presses. I really like these. I feel like it really gets a good focus on the lateral head of the shoulder, and it also helps. It's not really an isolation movement, but it kind of feels like it because you really have to control it. It's a lot different feel than with an overhead press. And if you're going to do this, I would recommend starting off very light, making sure you get the form down first, because it can be kind of dangerous if you drop your elbows down too far while doing that. So definitely start off light and work your way up on that. I don't really go very heavy. I think I was working with 135 when I did this last. And then I just finished with some triceps, doing some skull crushers and rope press downs. Next day is the pull power day, and I also do abs on this day. So I start with deadlifting, and then pen lay rows, some weighted pull-ups. This is the hammer strength row, and I like doing the neutral grip on this machine. That's just personal preference, really. If you're going to use the hammer strength, you can do the pronated grip also, but I like the neutral grip. I like the way that feels in my lats. Then I do a couple movements for biceps, do some alternating dumbbell curl that's standing, and then this is just an easy bar preacher curl. And then I finish off with some abs. I've been doing some hanging leg raises, just hanging from a pull-up bar and touching your toes up to the bar. Weighted decline crunch. I do this on the decline bench, and I hold one of the easy bars, like the preset easy bars, over my head, and just hold it straight up above my head the entire time. And the reason I do 6 to 10 here is because I have to do 10-pound jumps for the preset bars. So once I get 2 sets of 10 with, say, like 40 pounds, then the next workout I'll go for 2 sets of 6 with 50. Then once I hit that, I'll do 2 sets of 8, then 2 sets of 10, and then I'll jump up to 60 pounds. And then finally I do ab wheel rollout, just 2 sets of 20. I'm not sure how I'm going to progress on this Still haven't figured that out yet, but. And as far as abs go, you could put them on any day, I guess, really, if you want to. The reason I put it on this day is because I like doing it after all my heavy movements, and it also gives me a day off in between before squatting again. I like having fresh abs, fresh rested abs for doing leg work. So I would recommend either doing it on your pull power day or on the lower power day, just because you don't really need your abs so much on this day as much as you want them nice and strong for squatting and deadlifting. And I mean, you could do it on your off days as well if you would like. So this is just an off day. Both these off days I just spent some time doing some mobility and flexibility work. And then day 5 will be my start the hypertrophy days. First day is lower hypertrophy. I start off with some speed work. This is something that I got from when I was doing fat. And you could do this if you want or not. If you don't want to do it, then don't do it. Eric Helms just made a video about this for the Q&A video with 3DMJ. So if you want to check out what his thoughts are on speed work, you can do that. I enjoy doing it. I think it allows me to work on my form, and it also helps me be more explosive, I think. And it's also like a good warm-up for the rest of the workout. So then I do front squats. I just started doing these about a month ago, and I've really been liking them. I replaced hack squats with the front squats. This is actually also pretty similar to the lower hypertrophy day that I was doing on fat. So then I'll do leg press, Romanian deadlifts, leg extensions, curls, seated and lying, and then I'll just finish off with some calves after that. Next day is the push hypertrophy day. Start off with bench speed work, and then this day I actually do my heavy overhead press, because I don't like doing heavy overhead press after benching heavy. My shoulders are way too fatigued from doing the benching that I can't get as strong as lifts on the OHP as I could if they were fresher. So this makes this program kind of similar to 5-3-1 in a way, where you have your squat, bench, deadlift, and OHP day. And I'm actually thinking about incorporating the 5-3-1 progression scheme into these 4 main movements. So I'll let you guys know. I'm gonna run this for a few more cycles and see if I want to change it up and add that in there. And then incline press. This is the hammer strength chest press. I think the machine at my gym is actually an incline press hammer strength. It's not one of the super inclines, but it's slightly inclined. We don't have the flat hammer strength. We just have the incline or the decline, and I like the way the incline press feels better. Then I do an isolation movement on the pec deck. You could do dumbbell flies if you want, but I like using the pec deck. And then I will do some lateral raises and face pulls to finish up shoulders. Do the lateral raises standing, and I actually sit. I use the cable tower for the face pulls, and I sit down to do that. I'm going to put a video up. I filmed a push hyper workout, so you'll be able to see that. And then overhead triceps extension. This is seated, and I take a dumbbell in just one hand and do an overhead extension. You'll see that in the video too. The reason I do one-handed is just because the dumbbells at my gym only go up to 100, so that's not heavy enough for me to do with 2 hands. And also that's the reason why I do incline on the bench press instead of with dumbbells, because that 100 is as heavy as it goes, and that's not heavy enough for me to do in this rep range. Then I just finish it off with 2 sets of kickbacks here. And then my last day is pull hypertrophy, and I do some abs there as well. Deadlift speed work, some more pen lay rows, and a higher rep range than on my power day. And then just started doing rack pulls a couple weeks ago. I really think my deadlift needs work with keeping my back straight and my lumbar erectors and everything, so that's why I put these rack pulls in there. I'm going to really work on that And then this is the hammer strength row again, the same as on my pull power day with the neutral grip and just a different rep range here. And then some cable pull downs, that's just the regular wide grip. And then some more dumbbell curls, this is standing again. And then seated hammer curls I do. And then I finish off with abs again. So that's my new lower push-pull split. Let me know what you guys think about it. If you think you might give it a shot, let me know. And I'll let you know if you want any advice or anything going into it. Like I said, I filmed some workouts already. I have a push hyper and a pull hyper that I got some footage of. Not the full workouts, but most of them. And I'll try to get all these so you guys can see what they look like in the gym. And other than that, that's it. And thank you guys for watching the video, and we'll see you next time.